SC is at Washington. It'll be one of my marquee 3 picks. Discover Card Key matchup. Go further than ever. Discover at Miles Card. Spend. They automatically match your first year's miles. Match it. 35,000 becomes 70,000. Discover.com/travel. New card members only. So PFF did come out with it's all over the debate shows in America today and all over the talk shows. PFF, ProFootball.com, ProFootballFocus.com. They rate every quarterback, and again, they do this on big time throw percentage and turnover worthy plays and adjusted completion rate. This is film stuff. This is film. They grade every offensive lineman, every quarterback, and it's not every interception is the quarterback's fault. They play calling matters, where you throw it, how hard the throw is, how good the defense. I mean, they really grade everything. So the first thing is, pat myself in the back, they have all the guys I like near the top and the guys that I defend. Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz, Dak Prescott, and Derek Carr are all the top 7. So the guys I like and the guys I don't like are all at the very, very bottom. Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, Trubisky, Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, there I feel pretty good about it, right? Like the guys I'm not into, and some of those guys are winning games, they have at the bottom. And the guys I like and defend, Derek Carr. I don't understand why the Raiders are talking about bailing on Derek Carr. He's good. I don't get why you don't get Deshaun Watson people. He's good. So, but what really jumped out to me is that right in the middle of the pack, Baker Mayfield is still ahead of Lamar Jackson. And that goes counterintuitive to what you would think, right? One's winning, one's losing, one doesn't throw any interceptions, one's a turnover machine. And there's been this whole thing, how can anybody doubt Lamar Jackson, and how can anybody, and one of the reasons I like PFF, because it's not about agendas, it's not about nonsense, it's just about data. And I'm a data guy. I'm not into, media falling in love, and media has agendas, and media wants this guy. And good God, the media just couldn't get over Russell Westbrook. The data was right in front of you. And then one day he loses a playoff series, and the entire country's like, all right, Colin's a jerk, but he's right on that one. Just watch the data. Get out of the emotion business. Stop rooting for people, players, and cities. And so what they're telling you is also Josh Allen is 21st. So what they're telling you that Josh Allen and Lamar are 5-1 and the numbers are great, but PFF's like, this is not Baker's fault. And that's what I said yesterday. Listen, of course, Lamar and Josh deserve some credit for what they're doing. And Baker deserves some criticism for what he's not doing. But this is a Freddie Kitchen issue. This is a John Dorsey issue. I have banged on Baker Mayfield more than any sports talk show host in America. People get mad at me for this. But when I watch Cleveland, there are limitations to Baker Mayfield. He's a 5'11.5", 4.8 40 guy. He's not that great of an athlete. I think he's a pocket thrower, but he's small. So he runs outside a lot, and he's not very fast. I ran a 4.7 940 in high school. I'm not joking. He runs a 4.84. With better nutrition and better strength training than I had 35 years ago. He's not that great of an athlete. I don't think he's as good an athlete as Johnny Manziel. I don't think he's as good an athlete as Tim Tebow, and I never thought Tebow was a great athlete. I thought he was a great kid, a great leader. So he's not Dak. I don't think he's not nearly as good as Trubisky as an athlete. He's not Andrew Luck. We know he's not Cam or Big Ben. I just don't think he's that good of an athlete. I think he's a small, average 4.8 40 guy. So I've been banging on Baker for years. But what PFF is telling you, Lamar and Josh are getting a ton of help here, and Baker's getting none. And that's what they're telling you. And Peter King addressed this yesterday in Freddie Kitchens.
If I could give Freddie Kitchens one piece of advice, if he wants to call the plays, then he needs to give the authority of things like clock management and some other things. He needs to think about giving that away. And I'm fine with him holding on to offensive play calling. He's good at it. He was terrible on Sunday because I think he's thinking about too many things. A year ago, he was the running backs coach. And now he's got the biggest job of them all, and he's got the weight of great expectations on his shoulders.
So it's kind of PFF is telling you our system and the guys that look like they're good. And PFF and I don't agree. They don't like Darnold nearly as much as they like Baker, and I like Darnold over Baker because I think he's bigger, stronger, more athletic, and I think he's more of a grown-up. It's why I said this 2 weeks ago, and I got so much crap on this. I said Dak's better than Baker. Everybody's like, how can you say that? Well, Dak's bigger, he's more athletic, he's stronger, incredibly coachable. Not that Baker isn't, but I can tell you this. Dak is coachable, and I don't think Dak is going to have to overcome constant ownership, front office mayhem to succeed. So I said a week ago, I said Dak's better than Baker Mayfield. It is remarkable to me on Baker, and I'm not blaming him for all this stuff. And you know I've been tough on him. Like Tim Tebow is not an NFL quarterback. I said it, you hated me, I was right. Vince Young was not really a guy I'd build around. I think Baker's better than Vince Young and better than Tebow and better than Manziel. But the problem with Baker is you have to be so good to overcome the nonsense with Cleveland that I'm not sure Dak could win in Cleveland. I'm not sure. Seriously, I think Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, it could be man overboard. I think Baker's got all sorts of accuracy talent. But this is why I didn't put him in the top 10 and why I've said about Baker. If Baker and Sam Darnold are equally talented, Sam will be better because you think the Jets are dysfunctional. By Cleveland standards, the Jets are highly functional. They really are. They've made the playoffs. They've made the AFC Championship with Mark Sanchez. I mean, the Jets had Herm Edwards, won playoff games. Rex Ryan won playoff games. So this PFF is telling you it's not all Baker here. It's not. And I believe they're right on that. And from a guy who's been very critical. Al Michaels around the corner, Joel Klatt, Jordan Palmer, Sean Porter in studio, WBC welterweight champion. A good show today. We are stacked today on our show. Blazing 5, couple days. Marquee 3 tomorrow. Don't go anywhere.